Ladies, I did not forget about you. So in this video, especially for the ladies, I'm going to talk about how to date a Rwandese man. Let's get started. So in the last video, I talked about how to date a Rwandese woman. And like in that video, I'm going to talk about the 4 aspects of dating a Rwandese man. And that is the knowledge, things you need to know in advance before you start dating a Rwandese man, the first date, and the dating game and the sex game. So there are about 8 things you need to know before starting dating a Rwandese man, and 7 of which I've described in this video in full details. The 8th thing that I forgot to mention in that video is the preference of Rwandese men. So there are in general 3 types of girls that Rwandese men fall for. The Rwandese woman, the black but non-Rwandese woman, and the non-black and non-Rwandese woman. When it comes to the preference of Rwandese men, there's really not much difference between all the different types of girls out there. Things you should know if you are a Rwandese woman looking to date a Rwandese is that you are not his top preferred pick by default. I know this is sometimes frustrating for some Rwandese women that I know, but when it comes to men, we do not prefer Rwandese women above any other black woman when we meet them at first. It is only later on, when you want to have like a family, that you kind of realize the true value of a Rwandese woman. And if you're a black, non-Rwandese woman looking to date a Rwandese man, know that he does not know much about your culture. As a Rwandese man, you are expected to carry on the next tradition of generation of Rwandese, and you probably don't specialize a lot knowing about other cultures. So when you're dating him, you probably have to teach him everything about your culture in order for him to kind of understand it. And lastly, if you're a non-Rwandese and non-black woman looking to date a Rwandese, know that he might take the dating in the beginning not very serious. He might just be wanting to have some fun, and his communication can be vague at some times. Hang in there, but don't make things easier for him. Actually, make them even harder, because he grew up in a Rwandese household and things were not always easy there. Now let us talk about the first date. The first date is important because the Rwandese guy is probably going to do his best to give you a good first impression. Your task is to let him be a man. So just be excited for whatever he's inviting you to go to and act like a lady from the 50s. Whatever activity you are doing, offer to chip in on the bill. He will deny you, and this is major. If this had happened to me on my first date, I would have definitely gone on a second date with them. Thank him explicitly for paying for the first date. You see, for many Rwandan guys like me, it feels like our duty to take a girl out on a date and pay for her. It is something a man must do. So when you explicitly acknowledge this makes me feel even more manly. And give him some extra props if he pays for the bill without you noticing it. Now let's talk about the dating game. Ladies, in the next 4 to maximum 6 months, make sure that you let the guy know where you stand on the following subjects. Marriage. Don't be afraid to talk about marriage. It is ingrained in the Rwandese culture. And he knows what his culture expects for him, but he does not know where you stand. The moment to talk about marriage is in the beginning of a relationship, because then the guy still feels free and not trapped, and he can leave at any moment. But don't worry, he won't leave because of this. It is important that you talk about your marriage expectation so that you don't put pressure on him, because like most guys, we are not ready to get married until we are financially stable. So talking about marriage when you're broke is not fun. Having children. Let him know how many children you would like to have someday in the future. You don't need to ask him how many children he wants to have unless you have this feeling that he doesn't want any kids whatsoever. But that is highly unlikely for a Rwandese man. Let him know where you stand on your future work life. The Rwandan culture is very much pro-women equality and empowerment. So don't be afraid to tell him that one day you're gonna be a big boss. If he feels intimidated by your ambitions, that means he's weak. Let him go now, before it does any further damage. And lastly, religion. Religion, like ambition, is something that scares off the wrong guys. Let him know about your relationship with God and he will know his place. A Rwandese friend of mine once dated my roommate. On the first date, she told him she practiced chastity, no sex before marriage. And guess what? That was their first and final date. I knew that my roommate was not really her type, but hey, who am I to come in between love, eh? But I'm glad she found that real quick like this, and it saved her months of dating and wasting time, basically. And the last, the sex game. It's fabulous, it's great, it's amazing. I don't know what to say. Okay, putting away my biases, I would say there are roughly two types of Rwandese men out there. First, the one who fuck first and ask questions later. And second. Thank you for watching, guys. That was the video for today. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. And also, check out my crowdfunding campaign. It's ending around Christmas. Donate on the first link in the description of this video. And I would like to see you all in the next video. Ramuche.